Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be setting up my June monthly for sure, and then depending on how long that takes, I'll either have the first week of June on this video or I'll cut it in half, depending on the length of the video. We don't want it to be too long. But before we start my plan with me, I'm going to show you my two planner kits that I got from Summer Avenue, which is the June collection for Cocoa Daisy. But also, I'm going to unbox this. Cocoa Daisy has a new subscription called the Mail Club, and that came, so I want to share that with you. I'm not sure, kind of grabbed it on a whim, and I'm not exactly sure what all is in here, but I'm super excited. Also, look at how cute this envelope is. I love it. So cute. Okay, so this already, it's complimentary to the monthly. We have cute little vinyl sticker. Oh, cute. It says paper lover. Some note cards. Oh, this is actually a letter. So I'll read it out. Welcome to the very first Cocoa Daisy Mail Club. I've been dreaming about this for a while. A small piece of happy mail that feels like it was made just for you. Something to hold on to, tuck into your planner, or save in that little stack of things that made you smile. Cocoa Daisy Mail Club was created from my love of the simple magic of opening mail. Not bills or junk, just something thoughtful, something creative, a tiny pause in your day. I also wanted this to live just outside of our regular subscriptions, something lighter and more flexible. Whether you're new to Cocoa Daisy, dipping your toe in, or just want a smaller creative treat, or something a little kinder to the budget, this is your space. Another piece that mattered to me is how this is made. Nearly everything is sourced and produced in the U.S., which gives me the flexibility to adjust quantities as we grow. My hope is that this means more of you can be part of Cocoa Daisy without the usual sold-out heartbreak. Each month, this little envelope is meant to feel like a surprise, a spark, a quiet moment of inspiration waiting for you at the mailbox. More than anything, I hope this becomes something you look forward to, a small ritual, a creative exhale, a bit of joy that shows up just for you. Thank you for being here at the very beginning. That means more than you know. With such gratitude, Christine. Oh, that's sweet. And I love this house pattern. So cute. Okay, so some vellum washies are in there. Some vellum stickers with different, they're like key fobs for old motel keys, and some half circles, full circles, tags related to travel, which is usually the summer theme for Cocoa Daisy for June. Some more, these feel like vellum-y stickers as well, but they're thicker, which is nice. Maybe they're PET. Either way. Oh, are they vinyl? I don't know. These are nice though. I like them. Cute little shop fronts and icons. And then, oh, cute. Powered by sunshine and a questionable itinerary. Oh, it's an actual postcard. I love it. Okay. This is really fun. I didn't know how I was going to use it, but I'm getting some ideas. I might add some stuff to my planner, but we will see. But I wanted to share that, like the letter implied, she's more flexible with the quantities, so hopefully it's not sold out. I will put a link to it. It's called the Happy Mail Club. And it just comes in an envelope like this. I think it was like $13 or $15 or something like that. So a much better cost-friendly option if you just want a little bit of Happy Mail once a month. Now we're going to dive into building my monthly. So let's flip to the June monthly page in my Jibun Techo. This is the A5 size. May was crazy. That's why we didn't get a May monthly. I try to at least get my monthlies put up, but May was in fact crazy. The end of April into May and then all through the rest of May were insane. So hopefully June is a lot slower. When I set this up, it was already shaping to be slower, but thank goodness for that. Here is a quick look at the kits that I got. This is the calendar sticker kit from the collection Summer Avenue, which is the June collection from Cocoa Daisy. These are weeks sized, and I use them in various different ways between my monthly and my weekly pages. And then we have the classic cousin sticker kit. And it's cousin sized, but again, I use it in a variety of ways between both my monthly setup and my weekly planning pages. The calendar sticker kit comes with those two kind of narrow sticker sheets, and then the classic cousin comes with 6, I believe, with a variety of different things, and they fully meet my needs, and I really just love using them. The only thing that they don't come with is like a full roll of washi, which I appreciate having, but I was with the creative kit, which was previously the planner add-on kit, for so many years that I ended up with all of these washies. Almost everything in this pile that you see on my desk right now is Cocoa Daisy, and so I just kind of look through what I have right now and try to match it to the overall color palette, and kind of, if there's decorative elements on the washi, just see what complements the overall feel of the monthly collection. And so then I grab a couple that and set them to the side and put the rest of my washies away. Sometimes I do this as soon as the sneaks come out the previous month, and sometimes, like this month, because May was so crazy, I pull it out in the middle. Now, the classic cousin kit does have the washi stickers and the vellum washi. There's just not always enough of it to go across both pages the way I want it to. I contemplated trimming it out. I also have from another collection one that has matched some of the patterns on the washi, but I couldn't find it. So we're going to stick with what I have. Now, part of the reason why I need washi is because, of course, a week's sized kit isn't going to perfectly fit in an A5 planner. And so I use washi sometimes to cover up what I need to. Now, like these monthly banners, they're not always the same size. Some months are more narrow or shorter than others, and it doesn't always cover exactly what I want it to cover. So sometimes I have washi on that edge, and sometimes I don't. And then I always put washi up at the top to help block out the days of the week. So I'm using this geometric pattern. Kind of looks black on the screen right now, but it is kind of a cream and dark blue, which goes well, in my opinion, with elements of this Summer Avenue collection from Cocoa Daisy. And so I just lay it down. Then I pull off these Days of the Week's stickers and trim them out to lay them across here. Here's where you could see if it was the weeks, I would just pick it up and lay it flat. If I didn't care about centering it, I would lay it just on there. It would make things so much easier. But I am someone that needs the reset of working with my hands and creating stuff with my hands. So really trimming out these days of the week and subsequently the dates that I also use from this sticker kit for my weeklies really kind of just helps me decompress. Decorating my planner, it's an extra thing that I do for the enjoyment of it. That's also why I don't focus on it being super perfect. I like getting it done and having it as a creative outlet, especially with as crazy as my life has been. I haven't been able to do a lot of memory keeping. So planning is kind of where I have it right now. Next in my process, I put in any of these boxes for the days. And you're seeing me here right here. I just realized that summer starts on the same day as Father's Day. So I was trying to decide which day I wanted to use, whether I wanted to use the box for Father's Day or use the box for summer. I went with the Father's Day on the monthly and then added the summer starts on the weekly. And then when I use a B6, the day boxes are smaller, and so I have to get those calendar boxes down first before I do numbers. I got a little bit of ahead of myself right here, putting these other labels down before I go in with my dates, and I didn't like it super stacked, so I'm offsetting this sticker that says a sentiment about summer being a reminder to slow down, which is what I need right now. I need to be in like a season of choosing intentional rest. It might not happen as much just because I'm out of school for work and the kids are out of school, and but I'm still in my master's program, so there's still some chaos going on, but we're prioritizing rest, slowing down. I'm going to go ahead and put my numbers all the way down. We're going to use the magic of editing and hop you to the last couple of days there. I really like the darker navy this month and kind of the darker red that we have going on instead of a super like traditional red and traditional blue color. I like them more darker. The way that it's looking is really nice. We're going to add in some of the reminders going on. 4-H declarations are due on the 1st. For our club, our fair is at the end of August, so we declare in June. So I'm glad I had that reminder there because my son forgot to turn in his papers initially, and it was a mad dash. We are currently rebuilding our flock after some devastation. So 14 chickies are living at our house right now, and he was deciding which of those 14 he was planning to potentially take to fair. So there was that. What else did I put down there? Oh, community club. That's another 4-H. Previously I was like a mean old mom. We live rurally, and a lot of the youth activities that happen are like a 30-mile drive to the next community over. And when you live that far and it's the middle of the week, it's kind of hard to do multiple things a week in that drive. Plus, we live in the mountains, so it's not just like 30 miles flat. It's 30 miles winding through mountain passes. So early on, we decided we were going to be like one extracurricular at a time situation. Then my kids discovered 4-H, and the loophole that is 4-H is that you can join multiple clubs under the 4-H umbrella. And my son is an officer for one of the clubs that he's in, so we are doing a bunch of meetings. And the real kicker is that our cooperative extension is further than the initial 30 miles that I mentioned, quite a bit further. So we have a lot of meetings going on. While I was babbling, I checked and added in paydays, and what else did I put in there? Oh, another small stock meeting, and more 4-H, all the things. That's basically what our life revolves around right now, is 4-H. And then I'm going to add in birthdays and anniversaries. There's these little banner stickers that come in the cousin stickers that are little hearts that I really like using for important days or special days like anniversaries and birthdays. Just a little notation. We have quite a few friends that have special days in June. Let's see, what else am I adding to this monthly view? I don't think there's anything else I add besides my tab. And that little Earth Day guy, that cracks me up. Cannot believe he fell in there. So my planner lives in the backpack that I take to my job, which is at a school. And we had a field trip that had a craft day, and that little guy was the example of the craft that we did, and fell like perfectly into April and just landed there. And I left it because it was adorable for Earth Day. So we're going to add in a couple of things. Like I mentioned, June is a pretty slow month so far. On the whole, there are a couple of things going on, but there's some other wait and see stuff that I need official dates for before we can add them in. I'm just checking everything going on. I'm going to add in the weeks for my current program, or current class, if you will. And then I think we're going to move on to my weekly. So here is the first week of June. Do you just love when a week starts? Not a week, because a week always starts on Monday in my planner. I meant when the month starts on a Monday. That is what I was trying to say. I personally love when a month starts on Monday. But so we have the date covers, or not the date covers, the days of the weeks that I'm going to put in. These are from the Classic Cousin, and I'm just trying to decide which ones I want to use and how those colors are going to match with the colors for the dates. I didn't want to use orange on orange or red on red. So what I'm going to do is figure out, wow, I did a lot of talking with my hands in that segment. We're going to pick these kind of paint swatchy days of the week. Oh my goodness. Can't speak. And I also pulled them off of the sticker paper in a weird order. So there's that. Or they kind of put them on in a weird order anyway. But we're going to put those up there. These ones cover up nicely. They're not too tall. They lay flat. Sometimes because this isn't a full cousin-sized planner, the cousin stickers, the days of the week are a little bit big, or like they're either a smidge too wide or incredibly too tall for this space. These ones were perfect. And then I'm just going to go in with the dates. Again, this is from the Daisy Weeks or a Hobonichi Weeks. And I just trim them to fit. One thing I really love about using them in my Jibun Techo is that they are the same height as one row of boxes. So the grid, they're the same height as the grid and they fit in there quite nicely. Next in my process is adding the this week's sticker, the menu plan sticker, and the next week sticker, to keep all of those types of things organized. I'm trying to decide which color pen I'm going to do. I like to mark out our different work schedules, even though I don't use time, the time intervals to do planning. I still like to mark out kind of where our schedule lands for the week. I was contemplating using one of the thinner washies, but they just aren't long enough to fit across the sections that I needed them to. They're just a smidge too short, which is fine. So I tabled how I was going to denote work schedules. Again, I'm not currently in work for the summer. The joys of working in a school. But my partner is currently working, and so I like to keep track of his hours. But his hours are all over the place right now, too. So it's kind of futile, and that's why I didn't put too much energy into figuring out how I was going to mark those days just yet. I am going to use one of the washies. This is a really thin one. This one, it's hard to tell sometimes, but it's a kind of greenish, bluish, gray ombre. And I like the way it complements the colors in this June kit. And so I just separate that top section from the bottom section. I put my meals down there. I also keep track of other notes sometimes, but mostly for my next week and my meals. Next, I'm going through my washi options to make a tab for where my weeklies for June start. I was looking at different rolls in my stash, but I am going to use one of the washi stickers. This one is like a fun house pattern. It's similar to the pattern, you can kind of see it in that full box underneath my hand on the left side. It's also similar to the pattern on the letter from the Happy Mail that I read. And then I just use one of the alphas to put the month on there. And I'm just making sure that I have a sticker for everything. Like I said, this month is kind of chill, and I feel like I'm forgetting things. I just don't have a ton of stuff on the schedule. And even this first week of June has a couple things, but it's still kind of a relaxed month. I am going to use one of those other thin washies to mark each Thursday of the month, and I'll do this for the next few months. I help moderate a group, an online group, and one thing that we do in the summer is a mindfulness practice, and I facilitate that, and I post those posts each Thursday. It's a Thankful Thursday, so I just wanted to put them reminder there. And since I was already had it cut or out to cut, I decided just to do all 4 weeks of June at the same time. For marking hours, I'm just going to go with this gray miles liner. Like I said, the hours are going to be all over the place anyway, so having a more muted color ended up working better. Now I'm going to go in with my pen and start filling things in. And that is mostly it for this plan with me. I know at the beginning I said this might be 2 videos, but I decided to just speed up everything and get it all into one video so that it's up and posted. I'm just going to fill in my labels here. Like I said, we have small stock meetings and oh goodness, my brain just blinked. A declaration. I know we have something on Friday that I added in, and now I can't remember what it is. And so I put in a sticker for that. There will be some. Goodness. Why can't I think? My brain is all over the place. I will put still photos of what the end result looks like once I have everything figured out. June, going from the craziness of May to the more slowed down June has been insane for me. But this is basically where we're at. I am going to add a couple of decor stickers to fill in some of the blanks, and then as I live this week I'll add more in, but I'll be sure to add a couple of stills of the monthly and of this weekly, just so you see what it looks like. This video will probably go up on the 1st, so happy June and thanks for being here. Hit like and or subscribe. Obviously, leave any comments or questions down below. I would love to connect with you in that way. Thanks for being here and spending some time with me today. And we shall see you next time. Bye.